I just wanted to start by saying that Digimon Frontier isn't an underrated installment of Digimon. It's a mediocre installment. I'm sorry if you grew up with it and thus have formative memories of it, but this is a truth that you should just accept. Frontier just isn't good. So, now that the Frontier fans have been filtered, let's talk about some Frontier-themed archetypes. Hybrid-type Digimon were first introduced in BT4, Great Legends, and were entirely centered around the spirits of fire and light, because even in the card game, the only Frontier characters Bandai cares about are Takuya and Koji. The main gimmick was that the level 4 hybrid Digimon in this set had the following skill. You may evolve this card from your hand onto a tamer, as if that tamer is a level 3 Digimon, though you still have to fulfill the color requirements, clearly mimicking Spirit Evolution in the anime, which is why I'll be referring to this skill as the Spirit Evolution skill, as most of the human spirits and the first wave of beast spirits have this skill. This set also introduced Ancient Greymon and Ancient Garurumon, the first 10 warrior Digimon introduced to be the finishers of their respective decks, which is what most of the early hybrid support was centered around. Although these decks were loved by fans, they didn't see much success competitively, and clearly Bandai took notice of this, as both Red and Blue Hybrid would receive a couple support cards as promos and in main booster sets. But the wait is over for a real wave of hybrid support. BT7 has just come out in Japan, which redefines the Takuya and Koji decks, but also introduces archetypes for the rest of the Frontier cast, which is a surprise since it seems even Frontier itself forgot that these characters existed. Now, before we talk about the new hybrid archetypes, I want to talk about some of the generic support hybrid got in the form of new white cards. BT7 Pokemon has the skill, on play, reveal 5 cards off the top of your deck, and add 1 hybrid Digimon or 10 warrior Digimon, and 1 tamer card among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. He also has the skill, during your turn, when your tamer evolves, gain 2 memory. There's also the BT7 Digimon, who has the skill, on play, play a tamer with a source effect from your hand without paying its memory cost. He also has the skill, all turns, once per turn. When your Digimon with a tamer and its evolution source is deleted, you may play a tamer from your trash without paying its memory cost. These are just nice consistency boosters for all of the hybrid strategies. Hybrid as a Digimon type also has a dedicated level 7 in the form of BT7 Susanomon, whose skills are, by returning 10 tamers or hybrid Digimon from your hand or trash to the bottom of your deck, you can evolve this card on a tamer as if it was a level 6. And, when evolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. These skills offer quite a bit of utility, as being able to evolve him directly on a tamer, rather than a level 6, is going to make him very easy to get on board. And being able to delete an opponent's Digimon without restriction is very nice. On top of that, he just has security attack +2, because I don't know. Really just a solid finisher for all of these hybrid decks. The final white support card is the option card, Ancient Evolution, which has the skill, if you have a hybrid in your battle area, you can ignore the color requirements of this card. Main, evolve 1 level 4 Digimon you control into a 10 warrior from your hand that's the same color. Having an option that lets you skip a level while evolving is rather big for any hybrid archetype. Now, let's talk about the new red hybrid support cards. We'll start with the tamer card, Kanbata Takuya. Now, the first thing to note about all of the Frontier Tamer cards is that they no longer have a security skill at the bottom of their card. Instead, they have a source effect like most Digimon do, but they can still play themselves when checked in security. Takuya's main skill is, main, once per turn, you may place 5 hybrid Digimon from your trash under this tamer in any order to evolve this card into a Kaisen Greymon in your hand by paying its evolution cost, as if this card is a level 5 Digimon. Being able to go straight from a 3-cost tamer to a level 6 will definitely give this deck an edge in speed, as it shouldn't be too hard to have 5 hybrids in your trash. Takuya's source effect is, your turn, this Digimon gets 2000 DP. While this Digimon has 10,000 DP or more, this Digimon gains security attack +1. Very solid aggression for a source effect, and it's not even restricted to hybrid or 10 warriors. Personally, I think this will make people think about splashing a Takuya hybrid engine into other red decks. BT7 also gave us a new Flamon, which has the skill, on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 hybrid Digimon, Susanomon, Digimon, or Takuya among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. A very nice piece of consistency that actually complements the BT4 Flamon, as that card looks at the top 3 cards for any hybrid or red tamer, which will give you 8 level 3 hybrid Digimon that can search for your engine pieces, and that's not even taking into account Pokemon. On top of that, BT7 Flamon has the source effect, on deletion, play a Takuya from your hand without paying its memory cost. Definitely can't underestimate being able to play a tamer for free in a hybrid deck. We didn't get a new Ognimon in this set, but we did get a new Vitrumon. Now, unlike the BT4 Vitrumon, this version doesn't have the normal Spirit Evolution skill. Instead, the skill reads, you may evolve this card from your hand onto one of your red tamers, as if that tamer was a level 3 Digimon, for an evolution cost of 2. So instead of having to pay 3 memory to evolve Vitrumon, you only have to pay 2 when evolving on a tamer, which is a big improvement over the BT4 version. And all of the Beast Spirits in this set have this skill, so I'll be referring to it as the Beast Spirit Evolution skill. His other skill is, when evolving, if you have a hybrid or Takuya in this card's evolution source, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 or less DP. Simple field removal, which will be very handy in the early game. The Beast Spirits weren't the only cards to have new skills, as BT7 Ultimon has the skill, when your Digimon that has a tamer card in its evolution source would evolve into this card from your hand, reduce its evolution cost by 2. Being able to evolve into your level 5 for only 1 memory is pretty good, and all of the level 5 fusion spirits in this set have this skill, so I'll be referring to it as the fusion evolution skill from now on. Ultimon also has the on evolution skill. If this card has a hybrid card in its evolution source, this card gains 4,000 DP for the turn. He also has the source effect. While this Digimon is a hybrid, or 10 warriors, option cards checked by this Digimon do not activate their security effects. The final red hybrid Digimon is the level 6 Kaisen Greymon, who has the Blitz ability, as well as the skill, Your Turn, once per turn. When this Digimon is blocked, stand this Digimon and gain 1 memory for each hybrid in this card's evolution source. A decent card that puts good pressure on your opponent, as blocking him isn't the best idea, and if you have Ultimon and Takuya in the evolution source, then he's going to be really pressuring the opponent. Now this is a deck that I've come up with. Keep in mind that this isn't playtested or optimized, but I do feel that it has some potential. Kaisen Greymon having Blitz gives it a fair amount of synergy with Shoutmon, as neither Kaisen Greymon's restand skill or Takuya's source effects are restricted to hybrids. BT5 Shoutmon can also search for the entire Shoutmon engine, as well as Kaisen Greymon. And being able to Choshinka Shoutmon into BT5 Omega Shoutmon means you won't have to worry about evolving your level 4 hybrids onto Shoutmon, and you can save them for your tamers. Well, that's it for this hybrid report. Hope you enjoyed it. Next time we'll dive into all of the new blue hybrid support cards. See you then.